Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go. Season's here. Before I get to talking about the depth chart, I just want to give a shout out to all the content creators out there working, especially if you're in the circle that I know in the community, but everybody out there doing their thing, man. It's football season and we're here, especially the sports content creators. I mean, we couldn't wait for this to get here, right? We couldn't wait to do our live game updates. We couldn't wait to do our videos on sports. We don't have to make things up. We can actually talk about the games, the stats, the way that we like to talk about the games and the stats. Now, from here, if you're new here on Truck and Chubby Sports, I want y'all to hit the like button one time. Make sure that you share it with your friends and your family. Subscribe to the channel. That helps the channel grow. I'm not out here asking for $1.25 every other day or anything like that, but it helps the channel grow. And the more that you're able to help the channel grow with subscriptions and views and likes, then that also helps me be able to bring more content. If it's growing and everything, then I'm bringing more content. If it's not moving, then it's not moving. But it also makes me look good to advertisers. All right. But anyhow, I appreciate y'all, man. But the Ravens took on the Chiefs yesterday. I thought that was a touchdown. Lamar Jackson just, man, he played his best on that offense, making plays with his feet, and he also missed plays. Now, was that those throws? Was that mental fit? Was that fatigue setting in on the body? Him being fatigued, doing everything that he was doing during that game, third down run, so forth and so on. We don't know. I don't know, but I do know that he missed a couple of throws, made up a throw, and the game ended on a toe out of bounds. It's like, it takes you back to that KD 3, right? It takes you back to that 3 with the Brooklyn Nets, and you're like, KD, he made it. It was a 3-point. They looked at, they reviewed it. It was on the line. And you wonder when you got to go to technology, was that technology really on point? Did they move the line back? Fast game during the game when you're looking at the game, whether you're watching it on replay, it looked like his foot was in. And I'm sure a lot of Chiefs fans said, "Oh, we're going to overtime. Let's go to overtime." And then when they made the call, the way they did. I guess you can't argue a call with the referees, but when you look at the the front of the pylon in the back of the end zone, the front of that back pylon is the out of bounds line. Now, I think it should be the back, but they'll probably be trying to move that up because to lose a game like that is crazy. Nonetheless, it helps us, right? It helps the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's going to help us during the season. That loss to the Chiefs was significant for the Baltimore Ravens in so many ways because they know that we know that long as Patrick Mahomes is there, the Chiefs will be all right. They'll probably be a playoff football team, and the Ravens dropping that game, it helps us. But I don't like the way that game ended. Let's just say that, the way that game ended in overtime. Patrick Mahomes does this thing. The Chiefs win by field goal, win by touchdown. Cool. But to lose the game like that last second when they called back the touchdown, they overruled it. Oh man, that's even me being a Steelers fan. I'm not happy to see the Ravens lose in that fashion. But nothing against the Chiefs at all. But moving on. Now, the depth chart for the Pittsburgh Steelers is out. It is out. Yes, it is. And I've been waiting and waiting to see this depth chart so much so that I'm going to share the link here. This is the ESPN depth chart. It's not, this is the ESPN depth chart. I like to go off ESPN with a lot of my football facts for various reasons. I mean, a lot of reporters use it. A lot of people, a lot of good stories come up out of ESPN. So I like to use ESPN when I'm looking for stuff. And there's other sites that I use too, but ESPN for this, I think is probably dead on. Now, there's a graph. It should have been a type of graph or something, but I'm guessing the Q stands for questionable. I don't know if you guys can see that. The Q stands for questionable, and then there's a O for out. And us having a left guard out. Now, I will say this. Our offensive line versus the Detroit Lions in that last preseason game, they looked good. They looked good. They looked good. I like some things that I saw about that offensive line. However, the backups being young, it's the backups. These guys, it's like, come on, man, come on, like we got to get this together, man. We got to get this offensive line together. It's our one weakness on the team that we have, and as long as they can hold up and give some time and keep playing the way they're playing, man, the depth concerns me. And we have a left guard out right now, and that is concerning for me and being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm sure it is for all y'all too. But so we look at quarterback. Russell Wilson got the job. He got the starting nod. He's questionable. We got Justin Fields backing him up. We got Kyle Allen and third on the depth chart. Now, I will say this about Justin Fields. Me, myself, I think that Justin Fields should start. And the reason of being is that he's mobile, right? He's more mobile, but I think he can learn a lot from Russell Wilson being in the starting position, because Justin Fields is going to be our future quarterback. So for everybody out there who's feeling like me and wanting Justin Fields to be the starting quarterback, just wait, be patient if you're a Steelers fan, because Russ is going to show Justin how to effectively run an offense. He's going to show him how to run an offense calmly as a veteran leader and make the right reads and so forth and so on, right? Because say what you want about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is a good quarterback. He knows how to make all the throws, how to spin it. We seen Russ get to Super Bowls with a good running game. As long as we can provide Russ with the running game we had last year, Russ will get us where we want to be as Steelers fans. However far that is for you, Russ can take us there if we have the running game to go with that, with Russ. Now, Justin Fields can get us there with some running, but he is our future. And with that being said about Justin Fields, right? Justin Fields has things to work on, right? Obviously, because I think he kind of handicaps the offense a little bit, because it's more of a read option type offense, obviously. And him and Zach Frazier have to get on the same page. I don't know if they got to go out to dinner together and eat a steak or whatever they need to do, but they need to go ahead and they need to make that move and start getting on the same page now, because he's snapping the ball when Justin ain't ready. Justin's fumbling his snaps. They need to get on the same page. They just do. I don't know what it is, but that's very important for them to be there. But that being said, Russell Wilson is there. He's our starting guy, and I'm okay with that, because we can always go to Fields. And also remember too, I don't know if this has a lot to do with it, but if he plays a certain amount of snaps, then we'll have to spend a 4th round pick versus a 5th or 6th round pick, however that goes. And this is a business at the end of the day. So that possibly can have somewhat to do what's going on. I mean, it's not far-fetched, because like I said, this is a business. And if you can spend a 6th round pick versus spending a 4th round pick, then you probably want to spend a 6th round pick, right? I'm just saying. All right. Moving on. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Cordell Patterson. I think all three of them will see some snaps this year for sure. The reason of being, I think that all of them will see snaps, because we've seen Jalen Warren and Najee Harris both 1-2 punch the heck out of teams this year. We've seen that happen. And then you got Cordell Patterson also now being able to be in the backfield. And not only that, he can play receiver, slot. He's a running back, wide receiver. He is our Deebo Samuels. It is what it is. He, to me, if you really want me to be truthful, Cordell Patterson to me was Deebo Samuels before Deebo Samuels actually became the superstar that he is in the NFL. He was doing everything Deebo Samuel was doing down there in Atlanta, and he did a heck of a job doing it. Cordell Patterson did. I'm sure a lot of Falcons fans remember Cordell Patterson, and he will open up that offense for us. He's another weapon that I think that we got to find a way to get going in this offense. He's going to add another dimension to the offense where it's almost is. I'm not saying that it is, but it's almost Le'Veon Bell, like how we used to line up Le'Veon Bell out there on the outside. Cordell Patterson can almost do this. He could do those same things. Line him up in the slot, put him at H back, put him in a single back, two back settings, and he can get to work, man. Cordell Patterson, we can use him for a lot, and I hope that we do. If Cordell Patterson is healthy, I wouldn't even be against re-signing Cordell Patterson. He's a veteran that can play both positions, that knows it very well, and maybe we go into the draft. And I know I'm already looking ahead the next football season or what the moves that we can make, but maybe we can, use Cordell Patterson to bring up another guy or, another guy with same skill sets to look at Cordell and say, okay, this is how I'm supposed to do this. You know what I'm saying? At an NFL level. All right. And I really like that. So I know all three of those guys are going to see the field, period. They're all three different weapons. They bring three different dynamics to the game. Najee Harris, he's more like an all-around type of guy. Jaylen Warren, he runs hard between the tackles, even for him to be 5'9" or 5'8", whatever he is. He runs hard between the tackles, got the speed to get it done. He can catch well out of the backfield. I really like Jaylen Warren. I met Jaylen Warren in person. Great dude, man. And I definitely want to see Jaylen Warren touch the ball and get busy in this Steelers offense. Cordell Patterson, like I said, you can line him up damn near anywhere on the field, and he can cause mismatches on a defense. That's why I think that we should find a way to get him going. And he opened up the field for Freiermuth and Van Jefferson and George Pickens and Calvin Austin. He can open up things for those guys and have those guys in one-on-ones or a lot of mismatches and guessing what's going on. All right. So, and like I said, and I'm not mad that Roman Wilson, he'll be backing up George Pickens. He's questionable right now. I'm not mad at that. Scotty Miller be backing up Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson is a veteran receiver. We've seen what he could do preseason, and he already been in this Arthur Smith offense and knows how to run this particular scheme that we're going to be running on in Pittsburgh this year. So I like that move that he made with that. Calvin Austin is our speedster. We know that he's going to open up defenses. A lot of people sleep on his speed. He's hungry. He's young. He's going to be looking for a big contract here in a couple of years. So he's going out to prove himself this year, bouncing back from an injury and all of that. And he can get it done. He can run with the best of them, I think. He was a guy who came to us from Memphis, and he was one of those guys who had that 4.3, 4.29 type of speed. And I'm waiting for him to display it some more this year and open up some of those defenses. Pratt Freiermuth being right where he's at. And I want to see Russell Wilson. Let me go back to the receivers a little bit before I go into our tight ends. I want to see Roman Wilson get a little bit more play in our offense. He just has to learn a little bit more in our offense. I'm guessing, you know what I'm saying, is the reason why he's a second. He's behind Van Jefferson, but George Pickens. And for him to be behind George Pickens, Roman Wilson, that's a lot. That says a lot about him. So without a doubt, we'll probably be seeing Roman in the rotation of receivers this year at some point in time. Okay. I'm guessing they'll probably throw him in a slide a couple of times, and because he was a clutch receiver for Michigan. And I know it'll be that for us this year and provide that with our first game versus the Falcons. And I'll get to talking about that a little bit here too, but this is all Pittsburgh Steelers talk. And I'll probably be rambling for at least a half an hour, maybe more. But hey, who knows? Anyhow, Pat Freiermuth. Pat Freiermuth obviously is a clutch tight end. super underrated. He's going to get a ton of work this year. He is going to get a ton of work this year. I must repeat that again. Pratt Freiermuth is going to get a ton of work this year. He is. Russ loves his tight ends. Justin Fields loves his tight ends. And Pat is clutch. Pat is clutch, Darnell, and I'm looking forward to seeing Pat being in the touchdowns category for the receivers with these two quarterbacks that we have. Pat will have a phenomenal season. All right. Darnell Washington coming from Georgia. Everybody said he was like more or less of a extra offensive lineman. I don't really want to say that he is, even though he can block well. His athletic ability is very underrated. And I hope that we hold on to Washington, because Washington is going to be a great tight end. He is. He's going to be a great tight end. Number one, he can block his ass off. That's why I want to keep Darnell Washington around. And we need a guy like that there for nothing else, because he's going to be able to chip and be wide open in the flats. He's going to kill teams in the flats, because you're going to look at him being a blocking tight end. You're going to think he's blocking all the time. He'll be wide open. And then once that locomotive gets going, it's going to be hard to bring down. So that's why I like Darnell Washington being our second tight end on the depth chart. Connor Hayward being third. That just goes to show you how dangerous this Pittsburgh Steelers offense really is. If Connor Hayward is our third tight end, probably our number one fullback, I'm guessing, he's the Swiss Army knife. He can do it all. He's undersized in height. His height is under the limit where you want a tight end, but Connor Hayward is just so damn good. You have to put him on the field. Swiss Army knife. Him and Cordell Patterson are two guys that you can just line up on the offense, and wherever you want to put them at in the offense, put them on the field and let them go make a play. We got two of those guys. Now watch. I'm not saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers, we're going to be the first, but somebody's going to try to copy that and say, we need a fullback tight end type of Connor Hayward type of guy. We need a running back receiver. This is where this is going. The league is slowly changing that way. I think they're wanting more out of you. This is how life is, period. Think about it. This is a little off topic, but you go to your job every day. You do your job and you do somebody else's job, and you don't get paid more, but you want to get paid more, right? And you probably will get a raise at some point, but they want you to do your job and somebody else's job. Hell, sometimes even when you go looking for jobs nowadays, if you just go take a chance to go look at the Indeed or something else, it's going to say a job title / another job title. This is how it's going. And in the NFL, it's a job. It's work. They're getting paid millions of dollars to do this. So the more that you can provide for an offense or for a defense, to me, it just opens up more, makes you more employable, and harder for you to be knocked off a depth chart. So the Swiss Army knife and Connor Hayward being there at third just goes to show you how talented we are at the tight end position. Cole Pruitt being there at fourth. I think Pruitt, obviously Pruitt got some things to work on, but I like his play. I like his overall play. I like how Pruitt looked this preseason. All right. Dan Moore Jr. being at left tackle. I like Dan Moore Jr. being at left tackle. I really do. Stepped up. Got some work to do there at that left tackle on that blind side, man. We may have to get Fontu ready, Troy ready to back up Dan if Dan is not going to step up and have the season that he needs, or put Troy at this left guard position because Isaac is hurt. Now Spencer Anderson's probably going to have to step up and fill that hole, man. But I'm telling you, we have to get Troy, the young man from Washington, on the field on the offensive line, plugged in there at some point in time. Reason being is Zach Frazier came in at center from West Virginia, came in and took the starting center position. I like Zach Frazier out of West Virginia, big mauler type of guy. I really liked his play at West Virginia. They relied on him heavily in the run game, so he is without a doubt with a damn good run blocker. So as long as we can run the ball and let Zach Frazier eat, get him going, let these guys get their get back, play a little bit of smash mouth football, man, we got a good season coming. James Daniel being at right guard, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You know, Mason McCormick backing him up. I guess I gotta be okay with the depth chart. I trust my team and what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time, so I trust what in their positions. Broderick Jones being at right tackle, I definitely love that. Mullen down and Troy playing behind Broderick. I think him being able to look at Broderick's game and take some things from that and learn from him, because Troy is athletic, and I think that's why we're looking to put him at tackle. From Washington is because he's athletic. His footwork is quick enough to play the tackle position at the pro level, which is very good for me. Washington used him all over the line, so I know that he can play a damn near interior or out. So I like that about Troy. But our depth concerns me though. Our depth, outside of Troy and the guys we got starting, I'm a little concerned. I must say I'm a little concerned. Yes, I am. Mason McCormick, Ryan McCullum, and Spencer Anderson. I'm a little concerned. I just am, just a little bit. But hopefully y'all listen to this at some point in time. Offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and y'all make me proud and make me look good, and y'all really step up and get the job done, because it's this job literally is in our season relies on the play of you guys, and we go as far as y'all gonna take us this year. So I just want to dedicate this season to our offensive line, because if we win and as far as we go, I want everybody who pays attention to this channel to give love to the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line, because this is where we're going. And the offensive line guys never really get the praise and the glory, but I think we should definitely start doing that for these big guys, all right? Because they deserve it, without a doubt, man. Larry Ogunjobi starting at left defensive end. I like Ogunjobi. I've been liked him even when he was our division rival. I always liked his play, and he's providing the same thing for us, man. Oh my goodness, Dean Lowry being there. I'm kind of mad that Nick Herbig and Nate Herbig, he's hurt. That's Nick's little brother. He's in injured reserve. They got him there at injured reserve, but Nick will step up. I'll talk about him in a little bit. Alex Smith better stay on his horse, because the minute that he don't, Nick will be there taking that job really quick. Believe me. Larry Ogunjobi, like I said, left defensive end. We seen him play, veteran guy, being on the defensive line. He's going to plug some holes. Dean Lowry, I really like a lot of our backups. He's going to be coming in, and long as Dean coming in and giving Larry a breather, if he's coming in providing that in that same intensity, and I think that's where we dropped off a little bit with our defensive line, is when TJ is out, who comes in there and who makes the plays? Who comes in after TJ fills that spot and makes the plays? Now, I think that we can put Nick Herbig there if TJ can't stay healthy for the season, because he always seems to be missing a couple of games, because he just goes so hard for us. Not because TJ is soft, because he just goes all out for us. And you see that in every single play. Every single play on the field, TJ Watt gives us his all. Like, if I can write TJ a letter and for his thanks and what he does for our team, man, you see it on the field. You see how he plays, his intensity, the way he sacrifices his body. Like, he's going to be loved in Pittsburgh. TJ Watt probably going to have a trophy in Pittsburgh. I'm dead ass. He deserves one outside that stadium. Another one that does is Cameron Hayward. Cameron Hayward is always, and we got to get him a Super Bowl. I really would love to get him a Super Bowl. I really would love for Cameron Hayward to get a Super Bowl. Because he deserves one. The things he's been able to provide for us, that attitude he places upon the Pittsburgh Steelers, even after he retires, I think that he should be there having a job. He should have a job, period, point blank. But I'm glad he got the starting position, and DeMarvin Leal backing him up. Isaiah Loudermilk, he's been able to provide some things, man. Our defense and our depth on defense, I am so happy with it. I am so happy with our defense and our depth on defense. This is not at all a concern that I have with our team at all. At all. Can you Benton being that nose tackle, Martravis Adams, backing him up? Man, I could just keep going on and on. TJ Watt, we know what TJ Watt gonna bring. Like I just got finished talking about him. Patrick Queen, inside linebacker Patrick Queen. Oh my goodness. He's gonna be asked to do something that some people really criticized him for. And that's going to be can he cover a little bit better than what some people have criticized him for? Because we know he's going to be there stuffing that run. He's going to stick his nose in there and stop that run. But is he going to be able to cover? And I think that's one thing that the Ravens said, you know what? We're going to go with Roquan. Roquan's a little bit older, but he's a little bit, and I think that they're saying Roquan can cover, has a knack for the ball, a little bit more of a ball hawk than Patrick Queen, but we needed a run stopper, and that's what we got out of Patrick Queen. So the only thing that's going to elevate his game with us is he going to be able to help us in the middle with the pass? I think he will. He got paid the right money to come to Pittsburgh. Patrick Queen, welcome to the Steelers family. I'm going to say that before the season started. I know people been doing that, but I'm excited to have Patrick Queen as our linebacker. He's not going nowhere. He's going to retire Steeler, and I know what time it is with that. We'll give love to the Ravens, but he's definitely going to retire Steeler. He ain't going nowhere. Peyton Wilson, coming from North Carolina State, I loved his play. Like, you can tell the kind of players that the Pittsburgh Steelers want by the way they play in college. And Peyton Wilson had the toughness to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. What Mike Tomlin wants out of our team, what we want out of our team, what our identity is on our team is exactly what Peyton Wilson is. Fighting through injury, getting healthy, trying to take care of your body. And when you do get injured, you don't get knocked down, you don't miss a beat, come back and was player of the damn air defense in the ACC. I can't wait to see him on the field when they carry big. Our future is looking bright. We're building for that. But at the same time, right now, we're still trying to stay relevant and very competitive. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people want us to win Super Bowls right now. Like, we're going to get Super Bowls. And believe me, Justin Fields will be our quarterback when we're winning these Super Bowls. But right now, we are kind of trying to build for the future for years to come, because we're building a dynasty in Pittsburgh. Pay attention. Pay attention. We are building a dynasty in Pittsburgh right now. We ain't we're not going all out for 1 year for Pittsburgh Steelers. No. That's not what we're doing. We are building. Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan is working with the Rooneys, and the Rooneys, that we're building for the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers program. You hear me? So no, it's okay. We'll be competitive. We'll get to the playoffs. Maybe get knocked out. Maybe win a win in a playoff game. That'd be nice. If we could get a Super Bowl, cool. If we get a Super Bowl, cool. I'm okay with that. What I sit here and say I expected? No, I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect that, because if you look at the way we're building, it's all for the future. All right. Elon Roberts, inside linebacker. Love his play. I'm definitely gonna have to do some more digging on Elon, but I love the way he looked throughout everything that's going on in the preseason and whatnot. But I'm gonna have to look at him. Tyler Makovich, we already know what he's bringing, man. Cole Holcomb, he's out right now. Mark Robinson, he's an inside linebacker. Love his play. David Parcells is on injured reserve. Our inside linebackers, I don't have a problem with that. I like the way that's looking. Alex Highsmith, we already know what he did. Coming from the Charlotte 49ers, we know what he's able to provide. Alex Highsmith he plays to the best of his ability. He's maxed out on what he can do. We've seen him at his best. We always seen him at his best. All I would ask from Alex, right? Give us a little bit more, Alex. And he's a great player. Alex Highsmith does what he does. He does what he do. He takes care of his body. He stays healthy. But let me see some more, man. He be going all out too. And that's why I like about our defense. And a lot of that is credit to Cameron Hayward, the way that this defense plays. Because Nick Harribig is on you. He's right there he's right there. Like he's right there. Like I'm telling you, if we were able to put Nick Harribig on the other side of just TJ Watt, you would think there's two TJ Watts out there. You'd be like, where the hell did this kid come from? I'm just saying. I know my team. I've seen them play. I'm just saying. Alex Highsmith is very good there in the run support. Nick is just a little bit quicker off the ball, though. But Nick has to get stronger. See, Alex is stronger. You know what I mean? Nick has the quicks. He has everything else. He just got to get a little stronger, in my opinion, just a little bit. Dante Jackson coming over them and providing us some veteran cornerback. Yes, I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Deshaun Elliott coming from the Miami Dolphins, giving us veteran leadership at safety. I am loving it. I'm loving it. Him on the other side of Micah Fitzpatrick. Oh my goodness, man. It's Pick City this year. Pick City. Joey Porter Jr. Hands down. He's gonna be one of the best cornerbacks in the league, bro. He's way better than his dad, way more athletic than his dad, and his dad was a problem for us. Shout out to Joey Porter Sr. He was a problem for us. He was a problem in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And his son is about to do the same thing at cornerback. He's about to show y'all what a real tough cornerback look like. For real, for real. He about to put it down, man. Stay healthy. Joey Porter Jr. is going to be one of the best, man. It is what it is. Darius Rush backing him up. I like that. I'm kind of upset one of our cornerbacks. I don't know if he made the practice team or not, but I'll look here in a second. Miles Killebrew backing up Mika Fitzpatrick, DeMonte Casey backing up Deshaun Elliott. I like that. He's good at that spot. Corey Trice Jr. being another cornerback, being able to provide some depth there. I like the way Corey Trice plays. I think he does well and with run coverage and stuff and whatnot. Coverage skills, I think it'll work on a little bit better, but I like that though. So returning punts, we got Calvin Austin returning the punts for us this year. He's gonna get busy. Yes, he will. Better watch out on the punt because he'll take it to the house. Cordell Patterson returning kickoffs for us. Yes, big guy, can run. Used to that. See, his vision is crazy. His vision is immaculate. He'd definitely do his thing on there. Looking into this Falcons game, though, man. This Falcons game. Excuse me real quick while I take a quick break. All right, I'm back. Now when we get to looking at our depth chart, we looked at our depth chart. I think it's phenomenal. This is going to be our starting depth chart versus the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons now have a new quarterback in Kirk Cousins. So looking ahead to our Atlanta Falcons game, what is some of the things that we're going to have to do to get the victory against the Atlanta Falcons? And I pretty much already went through it and talked about it a little bit with our depth chart. But just in case y'all missed anything up upon that, we're going to have to have a balanced offense. Obviously, that's what Arthur Smith provides. Most definitely, Russ does not need to play hero ball. A 250 game for Russ and our receivers, I think, is going to be legit. We're going to keep the score low with our defense. Our defense is locked down. It's built to rush a passer like Kirk Cousins. We will see what happens, but I'll be able to further evaluate the team and give more on the team once we see the game actually played. But right now, our team is built to rush the passer into throwing bad passes and us capitalizing off of that. So our defense may carry us a lot. Russ took care of the ball fairly well over there with the Broncos. Rather how y'all want to put that or not, stats wise, 27 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in the whole season. That's damn good to me. Now, a lot of that, them getting blown out and Russ not being able to move on the offensive line, that was not on Russ. Now, I will say this, Russ can run. He is still athletic. Do not sleep on him. Um, he's going look, Russ is going to hit the open man who's open on their routes, doing the correct things. He's going to take care of the ball. And I of course, I'm picking us to win the game Sunday without a doubt. But we're going to have to hold the Atlanta Falcons down. They got a lot of offensive weapons, man. They got a lot of weapons. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts will have a better year this year. There's no excuse for him not to. He got the quarterback and Kirk Cousins. Say what you want about Kirk Cousins, but he knows how to throw a damn ball. He does. He knows how to throw a ball. London stepped up big for them. They went out and got more weapons on that receiver. So the only thing is their offensive line. They didn't address that, and I think that's how we exposed the Atlanta Falcons. We attacked on their offensive line like no other. I'm looking for Cameron Hayward, T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Benton to have phenomenal games against the Falcons. We gotta attack them, rush Kirk Cousins, get him uncomfortable. And definitely, like I said, capitalize off that because that's just how our team is built. Because that's the way the NFL is built, right? And I'm sure a lot of defenses are building their teams that way. But in my eyes, we kind of went and the Browns kind of went and tried to mimic, or we mimicked the Browns a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because the Browns defense came in and they were able to stop what San Francisco did. And you go look back at that Browns versus San Francisco game, then you'll see exactly why we made some of the choices we made in free agency this year on the defense, because for them to be able to shut down one of the best offenses, say what you want about Brock Purdy, but San Francisco, they got a damn good scheme over there on offense, and that offense is very efficient. And for them to be able to stop them and hold them points down, that's why we made the moves we made. Now, will I admit that? I will. Truck and Chubby will. But would a lot of other Steelers channels say that? Probably not, because we're not supposed to. But I will. But like I said, I respect our division. Now, when we go to play the Browns, I'm going to talk my shit. But that's just what it is. It is what it is. Now, that's just the keys to winning that game. And we got to score. We got to get in the end zone. We can't be settling for Boswell's points. Boswell's going to be able to provide points for us, right? But we just can't, we have to save his leg. Save Boswell's leg, all right? So that'll be a key. We'll say that. We'll make that a key. Save Boswell's leg, get the Kirk Cousins, make them uncomfortable, expose that offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons. They didn't try to make a lot of moves in there. That's one of their weak points. Attack it. Hold Bijan Robinson down, right? Do not let him do what he wants. Patrick Queen is there. He'll have his eye on Bijan, that young man, and he'll be able to do what he do. Now, on the other hand, our hands would be full and be tied up. But like I said, because they got Kyle Pitts and they got Drake London, and I like both of those guys. And on that side of the defense, Atlanta has a good day. To me, they had a decent defense. We have to block on offense. Keep Russ up. Keep Russ upright. Give Russ the time that he needs to play ball. Just give Russ a little bit of time, man. And I'm telling you, plays will be made like crazy because Arthur Smith tailors our offenses to both. And the good thing, I will say this before I get on up out of here about the Pittsburgh Steelers and what Justin Fields is able to provide us is you're going to look at two different type of offenses being ran when Russ is in there and when Justin's in there, right? More of the read option is going to be used when we got Justin Fields in there, and that's going to be dangerous. And they're always looking at Justin to run because they know how dangerous Fields is to run. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why I kind of like Justin Fields being the starter. But I'm not mad that Russ is, you know what I mean? Because it's just in time to sit back and watch how, you know what I mean, how the routes to throw the ball this way or that way, and what to look for in the defense, to look back at the game and be in a position that he's really not used to being in, and that's looking on the field and seeing how game speed, how the game is played, and so forth and so on, and learning from that experience. But without a doubt, when he's in there, their eyes is on him. They're trying to get to him, which opens up the field, if you ask me. But that's the end of that, y'all. And I'll be back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers videos, man. For sure, for sure. Let's go, man. I got us beating the Falcons. I'll probably do another one. Who knows? But definitely be on the lookout. Hit that notification bell. Hit the like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Don't forget to hit the notification bell because I'm dropping videos when I feel like. You dig? Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.